Counting down. 1, 2, 3. Hello and welcome to another episode of MBWS, Mr. Brendo's Wrestling Show. I'm Brendan Creecy.
I'm Veronica Steele.
And we had quite a week. I mean, we say this every week, but we really had quite a week, Veronica.
We really did. So, I'm super excited.
I'm driving. It's on Saturday. I was driving to Knott's Scary Farm to meet up with some of my friends out there, and my phone starts blowing up, and I'm like, "What's happening?" And finally, I'm like, "Oh, I can't," because now, like, I guess in California, they made it so it's not even if you're texting. It's like if you're even looking at your phone, they can give you a ticket.
Oh gosh, it's like everyone gets a ticket.
And so no. I'm like super paranoid now. But so I'm like, oh, but I could hear all the dinging and all the stuff, and I'm like, what is happening? I have to know. and then I was like, well, I know it's not an emergency because my phone's not ringing, but something is happening. And so finally, there was like some traffic, so I pick up my phone and I look, and the first thing I see is that at Lana WWE quoted a tweet that I made about the show and replied to me, and then I was like, holy shit.
It was so awesome.
So then I call you, and I'm like, yes. Veronica, it's happening. And I'm just like freaking out because I've never had Simon Gotch liked one of my tweets, and as far as WWE wrestlers go, that's about it. I think Kevin Owens liked one of my tweets once. Tons of other guys have I've had conversations with on Twitter, like indie guys and other guys, but never a WWE wrestler talent. And so having Lana actually reply to me, and she said, "Thank you. I enjoyed listening to your podcast and all the nice things you had to say about me." And then there's like a smiley face emoji, a clap emoji, and a sunglasses smiley face emoji. Can't wait for hashtag Total Divas premiere 11/16/16. And I'm like, and then it's like 160 likes, 39 retweets. So I'm like, holy shit. Like Lana, not only did she reply to us, but she also quoted us. So like people, we got a bump. So if you're listening to this podcast because you saw Lana tweeting about it, which I don't know if that's really going to be a huge bump. I saw a little bit of an uptick in downloads, but I mean, shit. Holy cow, it was awesome, and thank you, Lana. And I guess now this is the We Love Lana podcast.
Yeah, I know. And, yes, absolutely. Man, it made me so happy that we were so kind.
Yeah, and I felt bad because I noticed right away. I'm like, oh shit, I'm not following Lana, so I had to follow her. And
that's fine, because I realized on the podcast Twitter account we were following like anything.
So if you want to help, if you want to bump that up, I think I think Benson and I were working on it for a little bit, and we mostly followed like indie guys because that's what we were doing. We were working with a lot of indie guys, and also just like, I don't know. It just wasn't even something. This was the first time I thought about actually. It was just on a whim. I'm like, well, I'm going to tag John Cena and Lana on this tweet. I'd never done that before. Well, now I'm definitely going to be.
I know, right?
Because you never know what's going to happen.
And it's so exciting.
Holy shit. Yeah, it was great. And because I just had this image, even if it's not real, I have this fantasy about Lana and Rusev are like in a hotel room, or maybe they're backstage because it was a Saturday. They probably had a house show or something. Yeah. So they're in a locker room. They're sitting backstage, and Lana's got her headphones on. She's like, oh, and then she listens to it, and then she's like, Alexander, they're talking about me, and he's just like, oh, whatever.
But in Russian.
Yeah. And but like, holy shit, man, like that's awesome. It makes me feel really good. I don't know about you. How do you feel about all this?
One, I'm so proud to know you. and two, John, I tell John, and I'm like freaking out. Like, I was so freaking excited. And then John's like, of course that happens to Brendo. You know, it's like, he was all excited. And so we're all amped up, and then the cats are meowing in the background because we're all jazzed. And it was a whole fanfare.
You tweeted Lana, and then she liked that.
You like that too. I know.
So I'm like, Lana's a good social media person.
Yeah, thank you, Lana.
Liking stuff and replying to things, but I looked through her feed and I didn't see her retweeting any other podcasts.
I know. I think the closest to like a celebrity I've ever gotten was a retweet in a little conversation with, and oh, now it sucks because I forgot the woman's name, but she did the voice of Meg in Hercules. In the Disney movie Hercules, and she also played Belle on Broadway. And so, I forgot what started it up, but she and I started a little combo, and I totally changed my Twitter bio for the day of like Disney Princess by Association. And so that like totally made my life right there. So this has been super exciting. So we thank you very much, Lana, for giving us a shout out. We needed that.
Yeah. And you can check my Twitter is at BrendoMan. I talk, but then at MBWS Podcast is our Twitter, and if you want to hop on there, and you're _ Veronica Steele.
That is correct.
Yeah, engage us on Twitter and help us out. I don't know how you can do that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Tweet your support for things. Retweet us when we post the episodes.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Keep this ball rolling.
Send us your questions on Twitter. We're game. There's no way to not get a hold of us. So
yeah, and you can also use our contact form on mbwspod.com, and we'll answer your question or talk about whatever it is you feel like we need to talk about. But you know what we need to talk about right away, since the Lana discussion was stemmed from her appearance on Total Bellas. This week's episode of Total Bellas.
Yes.
I'm just gonna call this Daniel Bryan is the best.
I know, and my heart was so broken for him.
It was hard. It was, as somebody that's been following Daniel Bryan since even before he was in WWE. This was like, I'm glad that the world gets to see Daniel Bryan in this way. That I always knew that he was a good guy, and that he also struggles with anxiety and depression. Right. I had a good idea about that because we can smell our own. And also just like reading his book, he was pretty open about a lot of that stuff. If you haven't read Daniel Bryan's book, I recommend it to everybody. It's really good. It's also really depressing at the end.
Oh, great. And on that note, run out to your store. Not really depressing,
but it's fairly depressing because he wrote the last chapter like right after his dad died.
I'm gonna skip that for probably another year.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be something that you're ready to handle, but he basically talks about how he always said he would never regretted anything, and then after he lost his dad, he kind of regretted not spending as much time with his dad, and that was just really sad. But he also was happy that his dad got to see him like achieve the things that he did. And that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then like, because like it's just this, like Daniel Bryan's story is like so wonderful, but also so sad because he worked his ass off to get to where he is, and then he got to that highest point. I was there in New Orleans when he became the WWF champion against all odds. Like this was not the company's decision, really. It was the fans just got so behind him that they had no choice. And then he immediately got injured, and then he tried another comeback a year later and then got injured again, and that was kind of it. And then he got married, but then like a week later his dad died. And like, so it's just it's still ongoing, like, and it seems like Daniel's in a good, it seems like I keep calling him Daniel, but that's his wrestling name and that's what I'll call him as, but it seems like he's in a good place now.
I hope so. I really hope so.
You could still tell even when he's like, because now at least he's getting to interact in the show, and he's doing promos. He's doing some of the best promo work I've seen has been on Talking Smack with him and Renee Young.
Yeah.
If you're not watching that, you should watch it. It's on the WWE Network after SmackDown. But everybody that's listening, because he like this friend, like you got that Miz promo that was awesome, and this week it was Baron Corbin that got right up in Bryan's face, and I thought it was really awesome. AJ and him had a really great like kind of thing too, like and
he's just good. He's easy to talk to. He's down to earth, and that comes through even when he's on stage. Like he's just grounded as a person.
Just a chill dude. And you could just tell like he's, I don't know. There was like some subtle things. Like I really liked his interaction. Like, I'm like, okay, so he's like just a chill dude. Like how amazing was it him like working with Sammy in the Performance Center?
Oh my God, that was my favorite part. And you knew like that, you knew I was dying. Like I was so excited to see Sami Zayn, like behind the scenes, down to earth. Like
he's just radiating personality and love, and such a cool down to earth dude. And
oh my gosh, and I would have loved to see Daniel Bryan's moves, the ones that
his
the whole
like
animalistic thing. Oh, so cool.
Because I had heard rumors about that. But I had never gotten any verification because then he ended up retiring. Right. But I had heard about it and because he'd been working on it, and I'm like, I want to see Sami Zayn busting out some of those moves.
I do too. I think he should pass it on to Sami.
Like, when he did that thing where he like kind of sprung and then he went right into a drop kick.
Yes.
I was like, holy shit! Like that's legit. And he's because Daniel Bryan has been he's done a lot of jujitsu, a lot of. You could tell he just works his butt off.
He really does. Oh, he's so flexible. Holy cats.
Oh my God. Yeah. His flexibility and his athleticism, second to none. And just seeing his struggle with just like trying to find his place after wrestling and it was also a really good moment. I thought there were some good moments between him and Nikki.
Yeah.
Where like Nikki finally understood what he was going through and then she felt bad. And then she tried and it was nice to see like,
I love that she took him to tea. Like,
oh, dude, like
I know that it's like girly or whatever, but
you could tell he was getting a kick out of it. And I want to go to it. I want to go to a high tea now.
Oh my gosh, I will totally take you to high tea.
I want to go to high tea if we get macaroons and
scones. Oh, I'm telling you, high tea is the bomb.
Also, I really want to swim, like seeing him swimming with manatees and
oh my gosh, we're totally gonna have to schedule an MBWS high tea podcast session. We're gonna do it all through with tea. Oh my gosh, done. I will work on that. That's great.
I don't know. It seemed like things were this was like one of those everything's pleasant in the Bella household.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's hard to tell because of editing, but this is shot over a long period of time.
Definite long period.
And they are not together very often. And so
especially
you can really see that and feel that.
Yeah, definitely. Like Bree's out on the road still. That's why they must be so happy now. Although now Bryan's on the road, but not really on the road because he's only, you think Bryan only works on Tuesdays. Like some Mondays, but pretty much just Tuesdays. So he probably flies in and then goes home. Okay. So it's probably they're doing.
Well, and I'm thinking that maybe she travels with him now because I don't know. She's pregnant, but.
Definitely, they have to have more time together because Bryan's only doing SmackDown and then pay-per-views, but like that's really only 2 days a week at his busiest.
I hope so. I hope they're together.
Well, and obviously they've been getting together since now that they're having a child. And
we knew that they were getting together.
Yeah, dude, Bryan he's gonna be like the best dad.
Yeah, he really is.
And he's going to be like Mr. Stay-at-home. He reminds me so much of like Phil and like
totally.
And he's going to be like awesome
absolutely
dad. And
teaching and I just wonder how he's going to be if his kid isn't
super athletic.
Well, that or into nature. I mean, there are kids who are it's not that they're opposed to it. I feel like every child loves nature, but there are some that are like, yeah, this is nice, but it's not their love and passion. And so I worry, I'm like, okay, you're going to be okay, right, Daniel?
I think he'll be okay. I think he's going to be one of those dads that's going to support whatever his kids
do
is into.
Yeah, I think
I don't think he's going to be one of those like crazy. He definitely, I definitely don't see him like pushing his kid into wrestling or something like that since he's seen but that is a common thing in wrestlers. Like,
I believe it.
Because on one hand they all know the horrors of the business, but they also it's one of the wrestling is something weird that it like gets in your blood and you're around it, and so but since by the time they have the kid, both of them are retired, so I don't see that being a thing. Where with a lot of these wrestlers' kids, I feel like they get in the business to like spend more time with their
family,
because their dad, like you look at like Natty, and like her dad was gone all the time, so she got into the business to try and bond with her dad. Same thing with I think that's definitely the case with like the Usos, with Roman, with a lot of the Samoans, with all these guys. Like it's kind of just something that they do, and that's all they know. And that's all their like I mean, like you look at some of these like third generation, we're coming in and like we're hitting a point where we're almost on like some of the like I think there's a fourth generation Samoan out there. And like we're hitting fourth generation of some of these families. So that's like a lifetime of just being in wrestling, being on the road, missing big moments. And
the other thing I really liked about this episode too was even if you're not suffering with depression or anxiety, or like you've never had it, and I liked how it showed how people respond to it. Like you could tell, although Nikki meant well, she's a fixer. She's trying to fix it. And well, I think that if you do this, then you'll feel better. And again, it's all meaning well, but that's not how it works. Even if you're not really depressed, if you're just going through like a sad part of life, losing a parent, losing anything or whatever, it doesn't help when people don't just listen or let you process. I mean, and so that's where I liked her taking him out to tea, because it was it was doing something good, healthy. It wasn't letting him wallow in a sense, but at the same time, it wasn't fixing the problem. Like that's not what needs to happen.
Trying to spend time with him and have a good time. And instead of like
being in that moment,
I want to help you find direction in your life, and that was just making him more anxious and just more depressed.
So I just like that in the show. You could really see that. And I mean, I suffer with anxiety already. So I don't know. I really liked it. I liked this episode. It was a good one.
It made me feel, it also made me like JJ more. It made me like everybody more.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Like it also made me understand JJ as a person a little bit more. Because obviously he's like lived under his mom's thumb for most of his life.
Well, and I was glad that kind of came to light. I did not agree how Bree brought that up, but
that was like, whoa.
And his comeback, he's like, I can't wait. I can't wait for something that you don't want Brian to know. And
so awesome. I don't like that they keep teasing this like friction between Bree and Brian. I really don't.
I know.
I don't know. I know that's what they do. That's what the reality show is, and it seems like Nicole. Most of it has to do with Nicole. And because they're so different and their relationships are so different. And I think that causes just some friction between the sisters,
Totally.
And if they'd all just realize, hey, everybody's different, and I'm going to be with my sensitive, sometimes depressed dude that swims with manatees, and you're going to be with your robo man who in your giant mansion.
Yeah, he needs that much of a house just to like fit. Because can you imagine John Cena in my apartment? He wouldn't be able to fit in doorways. He'd like walk sideways through the kitchen.
Like I just be knocking things over.
It was so funny though. Earlier this week, so John's out of town, which means I get to watch whatever I want to watch. And I wanted to watch Sisters. And it's that movie with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. And it was funny. And John Cena is in it. And he was hilarious.
He's great in that kind of stuff.
It was so funny. But it was hard too, because now that I've seen like his OCD side, watching the movie, I'm like, you felt so uncomfortable on that set, sir. Like, because there's a party going on and everything's a mess, and the house is like torn apart, and there's crap everywhere, and there's crap on the walls. And I'm just going, oh, your skin is like crawling right now. And so it was kind of fun. But I was really excited. That was my little WWE shout out in a movie, in a movie role.
My only other note that I have for Total Bellas is I'm continually impressed with how chill a dude Johnny Ace is.
Right?
Because, like, I feel like at some point he would just be like, all you kids need to just shut the fuck up. Like I'm going to beat the shit out of all of you. And I also like how he handled, because, like, when JJ was, like, talking about, like, wrestling, like, I know, because Johnny Ace has spent years as, like, a senior, like, executive and also training wrestlers and working with wrestlers and talent. And so he was honest with JJ, but he was also supportive. And I thought he did a good job instead of just totally shooting him down like some guys would have easy.
Yeah.
Or
like, making it awkward like John Cena.
Like John Cena made it super awkward. And I'm like, you know what he's asking. Come on, dude.
And not only that, but this is technically this is your brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Since you have a little anti-marriage thing, that's on you.
The fact that he's just like,
be kind.
I'm like, you're John fucking Cena. If you wanted to, you could get JJ a job in 2 seconds. And you knew it.
And I understand where he's coming from. I have no problem with what his answer was,
but the way they went up
was his delivery. And
Johnny Ace was super cool about it.
And that's why I think that it's really good that John Cena won't have kids, because I mean that kid as a toddler is gonna crap his pants, like, because he like pooped wrong or something. Like, who knows? But I think Johnny Ace has like taken retirement to a whole new level.
Oh yeah,
because it's like emotionally,
he just exudes relaxation. Like, I want to chill and have a beer with Johnny Ace.
I totally do.
He just seems like a really chill dude. I mean, like, I had heard all kinds of stories, like good and bad stories about him, like just being a wrestling fan over the years. Yeah. Just like, oh, he fucked over this guy, or he did that, or did that. But overall, like, I don't know. I think he seems like a really...
Well, and to be honest, I'm sure like we've all done stuff that people could
plus
knock us out on. And
the wrestling business is a brutal business, and like,
it's a small world.
You
know, when you look at it.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know. I really like their whole dynamic, and and I also just, again, Daniel Bryan training with Sami Zayn and swimming the manatees. This was an amazing episode.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan, you are officially invited to guest appear on this podcast. We will talk about tea. We will talk about nature. We'll talk about it all. Like, it would be awesome.
Talk about his composting toilet.
Yes, and, I'm all for that. Yeah, we need that at Ranchathon. So.
Yeah, dude, we could like grow a farm. We could. If we had been composting the whole time.
Help Justin out. How about Carmella calling Nikki?
Dude, that Carmella Nikki promo was really good. And
nuts. I know. And my sister came over last night, spent the night. We started watching SmackDown, then we moved to the presidential debate, and then finished up with SmackDown. And so all kind of blurred together, where I have this vision of Donald Trump in the ring with Brock Lesnar, and it was just like all over the place. But so that promo comes up with Nikki and Carmella, and I was telling her, so she doesn't really know anyone nowadays, because she used to watch it back in like the Hulk Hogan days. So I'm giving her the lowdown. I told her who Big Cass was and stuff, and all that kind of jazz. So Carmella starts talking smack, and I just start talking back at her. And my sister's cracking up, just like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, you don't understand. I don't like this person. And I go, not even like, oh, I don't like her persona. Because there are some where I'm like, I'm not a huge fan of the persona, but they're a really nice human being. I'm like, no, I just don't like this person. Like, if I saw her, she could be the nicest person ever. No, it's in my head.
This lady.
I'm sure, but I just can't.
Her and Bailey are best friends. Like, I'm like,
that's no. I just feel like, and plus I also think that if you touch her, like all of a sudden you're going to be bronzed. Like,
I just thought that
like,
promo,
kind of like Medusa. Oh,
that was like
so
hot
epic.
fire.
They did a really good job.
That was the best promo I've seen out of Nikki in forever. And I think it was because there was that element of realism.
Yeah.
And just like straight, like, oh, dude, it was really good. And I think they really built up that feud and kept
they did
me
a really
interested.
Good job. Yeah,
you know what else kept me interested was Alexa's Freddy Krueger outfit.
Right?
I was digging on that.
Okay, I was kind of laughing because when the announcer said, like, oh, it's Freddy Krueger, I was like, oh. And Julie's like, what'd you think it was? I said, I don't know. I kind of thought like Christmas elf. Because it's really... I didn't see the glove. I missed that part.
You know they're going to make her dress as an elf. She probably...
She's so tiny.
She's probably like, no elves. No.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it again.
I'll be Santa, no elves.
I'll be Mrs. Claus, Stinky Claus.
She's like,
oh man, yeah. So then my sister's like, "Why would she be an elf?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just didn't. I get it now."
I thought it was.
Yeah,
awesome.
no, I thought it was cool. Julie really liked. Oh my gosh, why am I forgetting her name? Naomi. Thank you. Love Naomi. I told her, yeah, her dance, her intro is so much fun.
Yeah,
she's such a talented dancer and wrestler. And so really enjoyed that. It was really great. That was a fun one.
Yeah, it was great. I was so worried they were going to job Apollo Crews to Kurt Hawkins. I was like, no.
Oh, I know, right?
Oh, my God, no. After having to watch Neville get the crap beat out of him by Bo Dallas, I was like, I can't handle this again.
I can't do this.
And luckily, Hawkins pulled so as somebody pointed out today, I saw a Facebook meme. First, Hawkins is ripping off Chuck Norris. Now he's ripping off Eva Marie. Like, I don't know what's up with that. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a problem with Hawkins being back and doing it, but maybe they're bringing him back to help elevate Crews. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. One can dream, because I love Apollo Crews. I think he's got unlimited upside. I think he's a great.
You know what we need to start doing is, you know how when you go to Disneyland, they have that sign of like closed attractions for the day? We need to start like closed wrestlers for start listing them off. Like ones we haven't seen, ones who we know that are injured.
Because randomly during No Mercy, I said to you, of like, we haven't seen Darren Young in like over a month.
Yeah.
The first time we've seen him was this week on Raw. He was there when Goldberg was walking.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, there's Darren Young. There he is. Yeah.
He needs a toothpaste.
Steve says he needs a toothpaste endorsement.
Yes.
But yeah, I was just very I don't know. We'll see. But
I could not get over. Well, I guess. Are we still on SmackDown? Sorry.
We're still on SmackDown.
Go with SmackDown.
All right.
AJ.
Well, first you had Luke Harper making his in-ring return.
Uh-huh.
And that whole thing they did so Kane came back.
Yes, in a very odd way.
Yes. I hope this is going.
That was cool.
This is still going in. I hope this is the big Wyatt push that everybody's been hoping for, where just they do crazy shit. And like, I want to see some crazy shit, and I feel like
the fire.
Yeah, dude.
Has he done that? Is that?
Oh yeah, he does that every time. That's his thing.
Oh, I haven't seen him do that before.
Yeah, that's his thing.
I love it.
And I'm fine with him and Randy Orton teaming up. That's fine.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
But what'd you think of Luke Harper?
I'm a fan. Yeah,
he's big and he's scary.
Yeah, I like him. He's grungy.
Yeah. I don't think he ever changes that shirt. It's disgusting.
It's disgusting. That's so gross. I'm hoping it's costume where like they make it look that.
Yeah, I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
We have to meet him and smell him.
Yeah. So you're talking about AJ.
Yeah.
James Ellsworth continues to be my MVP of 2016.
Yes.
Dude, I just love his mannerisms. I love the way he flops around the ring. And then when he hit that super kick, I jumped out of the couch. I was like, holy shit.
Yes.
That was great.
So much fun. So entertaining. Yeah.
My other favorite thing was when Daniel Bryan was like, to Dean Ambrose, he was like, you can be the guest ring announcer or the ring or the timekeeper or this, and Dean Ambrose is okay. And then he does all of those things.
All of it.
and he's just ringing the bell a bunch of times. And then when he was like stopping to like hawk the James Ellsworth shirt, which is a real thing. You could buy a James Ellsworth t-shirt. I love that like 6 months ago, James Ellsworth was just this dude that like an indie dude, sometimes doing like background stuff on Raw, and now he has his own T-shirt at WWE shop, and he has 2 wins over AJ.
So amazing.
Fucking nuts.
I guess he has 2 kids.
Yeah.
I was kind of reading his Twitter bio.
Yeah, he
so
seems
awesome.
like he did a Reddit AMA, and I'm like, this dude seems like a genuinely cool guy.
Yeah.
And just so excited to even be a part of all this.
I was telling Juliet about how AJ Styles' soccer mom, and she started laughing. She goes, yeah. And then she goes, you know who he reminds me of? The king from Shrek. So
got that little pouty face.
Yeah, and the hair, the like little bob hair.
Oh yeah.
And so so the king from Shrek is AJ Styles.
But man, Ambrose on the mic was so good, just
so
interrupting
fun.
him and saying all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then I mean he what did he say about the soccer mom? He said there was a soccer mom joke. There was also David Otunga finally said something funny. And I don't know if this line was fed to him or not, but he, instead of, because Shawn Michaels' super kick is called the sweet chin music, so he called Ellsworth's super kick the no chin music. I was like, okay, that was actually a funny thing.
That was actually
David Otunga said, I'm going to mark this down. On this day, David Otunga actually said good job, Otunga.
He did his job for the year. And check out.
So yeah, like I said, also regarding SmackDown, everyone should be watching Talking Smack. Great promos with Daniel Bryan and AJ, and then Daniel Bryan and Baron Corbin. Like I'm really curious about to see where they're going with Baron Corbin, because this and I mean he destroyed Jack Swagger, so I think that's over. So we'll see who's next for Baron Corbin.
Yep.
And I don't know. Speaking of who's next, moving on to Raw.
Yeah.
What do you think of Goldberg? Are you familiar with Goldberg at all?
No, but you know who is? My sister. She's like, oh, Goldberg. I'm like, wait, you know this guy? So
he was very big, very huge. He was in the heyday of the Monday Night Wars. He's the only homegrown superstar that WCW had, because every other big name they had, they like, it was like either holdovers from the NWA era, like Ric Flair, or some of these, or Sting, or some of these other guys. But then the only superstar they ever created was Bill Goldberg. Because their tactic was, that they would just buy. They would buy, like they signed Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. So Bill Goldberg was their only thing. And
That's
neat. As Steve points out, the internet wrestling community gives him shit, but I don't like him as a wrestler. I don't think he's very good. He doesn't have a lot of, like, I was never a huge fan, but I would never not admit that he was crazy over, because I knew there were people in my high school that never watched wrestling, but they would watch Nitro to watch Goldberg. And,
interesting.
Like, people fucking love Goldberg. They fucking love
I love
him.
The chant. I thought the chant
Goldberg
was really
it's
fun.
And like, and I mean, I was watching live. They showed the clip during Raw when he won the title from Hogan on Monday Nitro in front of, like, it was like 45,000 people at Georgia Dome. And like, that was the biggest thing that happened that summer in wrestling. Like, it was fucking huge.
So
and and I have my picture with Goldberg and Kevin Nash. We met him that summer. He was a nice man. And
I thought what I loved, that new game that came out.
Yeah, 2K17.
I love that you get Goldberg for a pre-order.
Yeah, that's their little tactic.
I think that's brilliant. Yeah. I've never heard of that. I know it's
they've been doing that for the last few years.
Awesome, though. How do they do it? Is it like a code
DLC,
release?
Get a code. And then later, like a few months later, you can buy them, but it's like, wait, you don't get them right away. So they did that with Goldberg. Last year, you could be Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator. So you can actually have the Terminator. And then the year before that, it was Ultimate Warrior. And then, like, so that's kind of their thing that they do to get you to.
I love it. I thought that was so cool.
I shelled out $100 for the NXT edition just so I could have, because for the NXT edition you could get Nakamura.
Oh, cool.
And then also, I've already shown you, but on the show, I'll show it. Here's my little Finn Balor guy that came with it. And I also got I got it. So yeah, here's the guy.
There we go. Yes. He still needs pants.
And you also got a signed Nakamura Rob Schamberger like little postcard.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like a piece of artwork.
Yeah.
And genuine, and it's really signed. I also, the thing that wasn't as cool, let me see if I have it here. So you get a Matt Relic card from like the Tops base, that they have like these wrestling cards. Okay. And I saw people were posting theirs and they got like Samoa Joe and like Sammy. And I got Baron Corbin. But it does have a piece of a mat, like the actual mat.
Oh, that's cool. It's like what they did at Disneyland when they got rid of the light parade. Everyone got a light.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's pretty cool. So like, and that to me, that was worth it. And it's been really fun.
If you go to like WrestleMania or whatever and you're able to see him, you should ask to like sweat on your little mat. Like, can I have like a drop of sweat?
Dude, okay. No joke. In New Japan Pro Wrestling, this is a thing that happens. So they sell like these really long like scarf kind of towel things.
Yeah.
With like wrestlers' names on them. Mm-hmm. And the big one is for Hiroshi Tanahashi, who's like their number one guy, their John Cena guy.
Okay.
And fans will give him the towel. He wipes his brow and then gives it back to them. But they're like so excited. I'm like, that's fucking gross.
So gross. It's like the Jesus shroud.
Yeah, dude. And he's like, because he like sits there and he just does this, he pats and then he gives it back to him. And he does that all up and down the aisle. And I'm like, that's genius, because he probably sells so many of those towels.
Not only that, but he's getting clean towels. Like he's not getting bacteria on his face. So wow, that's brilliant.
I don't know.
Oh, that's funny.
Towel spin.
My favorite part about Raw was Sparkle Crotch.
Oh my God.
I haven't laughed that hard.
If they don't run with that, I'm gonna be bummed. But I know. I think Jericho's smart enough. That's gonna be a thing.
I was waiting for them to throw up a hashtag Sparkle Crotch up in the corner, and I was so sad they didn't.
I love that. Like the list of Jericho keeps getting more and more elaborate.
Yeah, so the clipboard.
I'm hoping next week that there's some sparkles.
Yes, like
maybe,
it's bedazzled.
Something. Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see the bedazzled list of Jericho.
Whoever came up with Sparkle Crotch, you're brilliant. That was awesome.
One more note I had about Goldberg, but like, one, just his genuine emotion resonated with me very much. Mm-hmm. Like again, I've never been a huge fan. He did retire my favorite wrestler, Bret Hart, because he was careless and kicked him in the head. And that ended his career. But whatever, things happen. But his and also he's always been well known for being like he loves being a hero for kids, and I love that he was going straight to kids in the audience and shaking their hands and picking them up, and then when he picked up his son and carried him around, I was like, all right, Bill, you got me.
I'm a softie.
I still think I don't know what to think about. I hope they don't just have Lesnar totally destroy him. I just don't think he deserves that.
I agree.
But I don't know what's going to happen with this match. I do have to remind everybody, and this is where people are really excited about this match, and I guess I'm excited, but Goldberg hasn't wrestled like the last time he wrestled was at WrestleMania, and that was like 13 years ago.
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't necessarily know what's been going on behind the scenes.
Well, he hasn't wrestled. That's a long time not to wrestle.
Well, I know, but he couldn't have helped others out or sparred kind of a thing.
From what I've read and heard in his interviews, I don't think. I mean, he's still. It seems like he's still in good shape, and he's obviously going to train hard, and he does look good. But I still he's I don't know.
Yeah.
But I love seeing his entrance again. I wasn't expecting him to actually do that entrance where he stands in the pyro, because that just can't be comfortable.
I know. I'm not. I got Michael Jackson flashbacks.
Well, imagine he used to do it. He used to do it back in the day with just his trunks on.
Yeah.
He would basically pour water all over himself. And then my favorite thing that he did back in the day was he would like inhale a bunch of the smoke, which also can't be good for you.
Oh, he did that because he had smoke coming out. Yeah.
And then he'd blow it out. Oh, dude. And he'd like blow it out of his nose and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking love that. But you could just imagine in a huge arena, look him up on YouTube. The people would just I cannot understate. People fucking love Goldberg. So like, this is one of those last big like things that I don't know. And so we'll see what happens with that. At least now he's like, he gave him a Legends deal and he's going to be around. I bet you he goes into the Hall of Fame this year, but I don't know. I mean, so I think he'll go in this year, but I don't think he'll be the main guy because I think this year the main guy in the Hall of Fame has to be Daniel Bryan. It better be.
I agree. I think it should be too. That'd be amazing.
The Hall of Fame this year needs to be the Daniel Bryan show. That's all I'm saying. I might actually go to the Hall of Fame this year if it's that.
What?
If that's like, well, you could go. It's during WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's right. I remember you.
Normally, I don't go because there's it's usually when the WrestleCon show is going on, which I still probably will skip. Yeah, and so I mean I don't know. We'll see what happens with all that. WrestleMania plans are still tentative. I have to figure out if I can afford to go to Florida and go to Portland for my brother's wedding, all in the span of a couple weeks.
Yeah,
I'm saving up money. I think I really want to go to Orlando.
Well, I mean, you have Janelle. She'll help you out. I mean,
I already have a hotel room like booked. It's cancelable.
Oh, good.
And it was very cheap. And it's just a matter of plane tickets are never that cheap to Orlando.
Never. I know. Or anywhere.
And then it's like, and then I got to see, because like the WrestleCon stuff, all the tickets are already on sale. And like, so we'll see. I usually wait till the last minute to do all that stuff. But, and then when WrestleMania tickets go on sale, we'll see what we're looking at.
Cool.
So, and they go on sale next month, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
And so it's also on Raw. Like I talked about earlier, Bo Dallas just beat Neville.
Yep.
Very handily, and it seems like Bo Dallas getting a big push because then he took out Curtis Axel, so he no longer is the the jobber.
Yeah.
Seems like they're giving him a big push. And speaking of big push, Sami Zayn seems like he might be Braun Strowman's next victim.
Not a victim. He's gonna win.
I don't know, man.
You have to believe in my Sami.
I love Sami Zayn, but Sami Zayn should be like main eventing SmackDown right now. Sami Zayn should be in that Hell in a Cell match with Kevin Owens. Like,
I agree.
I feel like they must be saving that, but like if you're saving that, then put him on SmackDown. Put him and Cesaro on SmackDown and let him do stuff on there. SmackDown could use some extra guys. Yeah. So I'm just a little. I love Sami, and I could see what they're doing with Strowman, and I don't see this ending very well for.
I know, but one can hope.
And as Steve points out, you just need a public intoxication charge to get a push like Bo Dallas, because it seemed to work for him.
That takes care of that.
3 more words I have in my last notes from Raw, and then I want to hear some of yours. Rusev's family pictures.
Right, that's on mine too. I'm like, what?
Because at first I was like, these are so fake, and then I was like, oh wait, no, this is his real family. These are real. It's awesome.
I feel like the writers.
His babushka.
Yes, but I kind of feel like the writers like, oh, we really just need something easy. Let's just do family pictures.
I was pretty entertained.
Everyone.
And then he went on to say, "You can insult my family all you want." You can't I don't know if that was a mistake or if he meant that.
Like, did he mean the opposite of that, sir?
I don't know.
I was laughing. And I was like, what?
Oh, dude, Steve points out his dog, Spuds Rusev. Because he was like the Spuds McKenzie dog.
So funny.
That dog seemed awesome. Like that dog's got some stories.
I had both of those notes, and my only other one was, what's up with Rusev's facial hair? Like, where are we going with that?
I don't know. I think that's the amount of facial hair that he grows in like one day.
Well, I get that, but it's the style. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
His style is
it's a Bulgarian thing.
I guess so. So that's where I'm
It's
like,
a bad guy Bulgarian thing.
It's just bad all around, I think.
I don't know.
That's so awesome.
So yeah, that was crazy. And then Lana just straight up jacked Roman again.
Yep.
Kudos to Lana. They are really just, I don't know. They can't get over the fact that people want to boo Roman Reigns.
I know. I did like that Roman talked, that he's talking more.
Yeah.
Because when he talks, I'm like, okay, I kind of like you.
Dude, when he talks, I'm like, oh, because Roman,
I listen.
Yeah. I'll say a thing.
But yeah, I do think it's funny.
That was a crazy thing that all this week. The only thing to note that happened at WWE was a longtime pro wrestling gorilla champion and huge, been in the indies forever. Roderick Strong made his debut on NXT this week, teaming up with Austin Aries, and it was awesome.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, NXT is just fully loaded. This will directly lead into TNA talk because I posted this on the. If you want to talk with us about wrestling, or if you have some thoughts or funny pictures or anything, you should check out the MBWS Facebook group. Go to mbwspod.com and click the link there. Because today I just wrote a thought that I was having while I was watching NXT. Because you have the former TNA top guys. I mean, I'm not even counting AJ Styles. But you had on NXT right now, you got Samoa Joe, you got Bobby Roode. You have Eric Young, who just made his debut, and then Austin Aries. And these guys were all like huge in TNA, and TNA just never knew what to do with them correctly. And they're just crushing it in NXT, and they're gonna crush it and then I'm like, and there was this other TNA guy who went to NXT for a little bit. His name was Lance Storm, and then he left and went back to TNA. And I'm like, so I'm watching this, and all I could think is, especially with TNA, like, in so much, like, who knows what's gonna happen?
Like
I'm
Twitter.
like, so all I could think about was like, Lance Storm is a dum-dum. Like, he turned down that NXT deal, and I'm like, now you're like wondering if your next paycheck's gonna bounce,
right?
Like, so speaking of TNA, it's just been announced that, and I don't know how to feel about this. So in Canada. I'll call him our correspondent, Sean Hawkins, who is a Canadian resident. Not Lance Storm, James Storms. Thank you, Steve. The other James Storm is the one. Oh. Lance Storm is a veteran, retired wrestler who I met in Dallas, and he was really nice.
That's why Steve needs to hang around with us, because I can't call you out on that.
Yeah, there you go. But correspondent, so it came to light that Canada's Fight Network is basically going to relieve TNA of their debts. They're going to pay off Billy Corgan. But what they're doing is they're just going to pay off Billy Corgan so he goes away, and then they're going to leave Dixie Carter in charge of TNA, and everything's going to be back to the way it was, which was pretty shitty. I don't see how this is a good long-term solution, because they're going to, like, nothing changes. And as it's been shown with all the debt that they have, and they owe all these people money, that Dixie Carter makes some really bad business decisions. So I don't know what they're doing.
Well, I'm thinking whoever buys TNA should buy Twitter as well, since that's in like question mark line. Look, we'll just put a little bundle together.
Call it the Twitter Wrestling Alliance, and I don't know.
Although TNA stands for something different on Twitter, I think.
Well, whoever, that's the thing. Like, if the whole point of Billy Corgan coming in there is he was going to take over, and then he was going to rebrand, which I'm sorry, but that needs to happen.
Yeah.
It does. Because when I say TNA to anybody that doesn't watch it, they're immediately like, what are you talking about?
Listen, you dirty perv.
Yeah. And that needs to go away. Like, it needs to go. And so we'll see I don't know. I don't know if this is a viable long-term solution. This could still constantly be in developing, because I feel like Dixie's going to screw this up too, as she screwed everything up. So I don't know what's going to happen with TNA. I have a couple more news items here. So you were asking about today. So there was an interview with Sports Illustrated with AJ Styles. If anybody wants to kind of fall down an internet hole, so Sports Illustrated has a whole section called Extra Mustard on their website. And a lot of times they write about wrestling there. And there's a lot of cool articles. They interview a lot of cool people. Colt Cabana did a column today about indie wrestling.
Cool.
But in this interview, AJ Styles pointed out, hey, Royal Rumble is in San Antonio. San Antonio is the home of the one and only Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, who is probably one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Some would say the greatest. I don't agree with that, but I think he's one of the greatest. I would say one
That's
of.
Fair.
And he, back in the day when you were watching wrestling with your sister, in the Hulk Hogan era, he was part of a tag team that was hot with the ladies called the Rockers.
Oh.
He had long blonde hair.
Oh, yeah.
And then he turned on his tag partner in the early 90s and became a single star. And him and Bret Hart basically brought in that post-Hulk Hogan new generation of wrestling. And as Steve says, he put him up there because, like he says, he wasn't a big man during a time that big men ruled TV. Like, this was still like, you had a lot of big guys, but him and Bret Hart were like smaller guys, and they tore it up, and they had an epic rivalry that ended badly in the Montreal screw job, which is another topic for another time. But so AJ is calling out the retired Shawn Michaels. And I don't know if this is just because there's always been rumors that Shawn Michaels would come back for another match. Everybody assumed it was going to be against Daniel Bryan because a little bit of trivia for you, Veronica. Shawn Michaels trained Daniel Bryan.
Oh, wow.
And Brian Kendrick. Those were his first two students because Shawn Michaels got hurt.
So cool to watch.
Shawn Michaels got hurt in 1998 and retired. And this is the first time he retired. He got a back injury, and he started a wrestling school. And two of his first students were Daniel Bryan and Brian Kendrick.
Amazing.
And then he ended up rehabbing his back and was cleared to wrestle again in 2002. And then he wrestled for like another 10 years. And he had some amazing matches, even after everybody thought he was done.
Wow.
I remember one of my favorite matches of that time. He wrestled a very young Shelton Benjamin on SmackDown. It was one of the best matches I'd ever seen. Maybe it was on Raw, but it was amazing. And so AJ is calling him out. Today, AJ posted a picture. I'm guessing this is something either he photoshopped or maybe a fan did. And, Steve says it's Raw. Good, Steve, calling me out there. So today, AJ tweeted a picture, and it's like a Royal Rumble poster featuring AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels. So I'm like,
crazy.
This is getting serious. I want to believe that this might happen, and if it does, could Shawn Michaels go? I want to hope so, and I think him and AJ could tear the house down.
I think that'd be exciting. That'd be super.
That's one of those dream matches. Because AJ grew up idolizing guys like Shawn Michaels, and then there was a period where maybe it could have happened, but AJ was in TNA and Shawn Michaels was in WWE. So that would be exciting. I don't know if Shawn Michaels has any interest in actually coming out of retirement. He hasn't so far, and he's been retired for like 4 or 5 years. So I don't know. I mean, he's got.
I would think that if Raw made the poster, though, like.
Well, I don't think they made it. I think it's a fan thing, or AJ made it.
Okay, I see.
And so we'll see, though. It maybe I saw it and I was like, "What the fuck? Holy shit!" So we'll see what happens with that. That's exciting. One more exciting thing. I don't know if anybody, this was something I found out yesterday. There's an app on a phone. It's called Fight, F-I-T-E. And if you have a Chromecast or like anything like that, you can watch stuff on your phone, but you can also put it on your TV. And they have free shows from Ring of Honor, TNA, CMLL, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Wow. They have a ton of cool interviews, lots of cool wrestling stuff, and it's free.
How do you spell it again?
F-I-T-E.
F-I-T-E.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's Fitty.
Yeah, Fitty.
Fitty. Awesome. That's really cool. Who made that? Do we know?
Well, it's like a company. It used to be called Flips, and then I don't think that worked out. So now they rebranded it, and they're working with a lot of different promotions. They also have MMA and boxing on there, but I was just looking at the wrestling stuff.
All right.
And you can also get like pay-per-views, like internet pay-per-views for money. But even if you don't want to pay money, you can still watch a bunch of cool stuff. I watched some CMLL, which is one of the big Mexico promotions. If you want to watch some Lucha Libre, and also our local indie Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. And then Instagram Detective, we talked last week because we were talking about JJ.
Yes.
I don't know if you dug into a little bit. I don't think any of those social accounts are his.
I don't think so either. I was looking at that
because none of the family follows him.
Yeah.
And I think they're fakes.
I think he's just on Twitter.
Is a social media because his wife is on Instagram and she doesn't follow him.
Yeah.
So I think they're fake. So in honor of Daniel Bryan, I want everybody should be following Daniel Bryan on Instagram because he's
there.
Great.
We go. What's his handle?
Let me look.
I
think it's like WWE.
Brian Danielson.
Oh, it's at Brian Danielson.
Yeah.
Brian L. Danielson.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Brian L. Danielson.
Brian L. Danielson. That's his real name. Really creative there on WWE's part.
Yeah.
But he's got some great pictures. Him and Brie. Some Josie pictures. Josie does have her own Instagram. So does Winston.
Oh, love it.
The Winston and Josie have their own, and I think Renee Young's dog also has their own. Oh, there's a cute picture of Josie and Winston asleep on the. There's some great pictures.
Great.
A lot of him showing off his garden.
Yeah, amazing.
He's a big gardening guy. There's also some really delicious looking food pictures.
Yes.
He's doing batting practice with the Phillies. And a lot of Josie pictures. If you're into pugs. No, Frenchel. That's what it is, a French.
Yeah, he's what is it, French Bulldog or something?
French Bulldog.
Something along those lines.
You just pointed out real quick, if you're in the LA area, you can watch Championship Wrestling from Hollywood on KDOC 52, LA Orange County, 4 p.m. on Saturdays. It's a fun show.
There you go.
Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. They also have it in Arizona now.
Oh, cool.
So they're expanding.
Branching out.
And they're on internet on the FITE, F-I-T-E app.
F-I-T-E.
So that's going to do it for our show because you got places to be. Speaking of places to be, you're going to be speaking at a conference next week. So
I am.
We will be dark next week.
Dun, dun,
we'll come back.
But we're always live on our Facebook page.
Always live on our Facebook group. Always live on Twitter. Hit us up. You can always talk wrestling there. And we'll be back next time in 2 weeks. That means double the total Bellas.
Yes.
And we'll be on the road to Hell in a Cell then.
Yep.
So that'll be exciting. And then we got Survivor Series after that. And I think that's when this Goldberg Lesnar match is happening.
I think so too.
And they're hype. It seems like they're starting to pave. They're teasing some possible entrance in the Raw versus SmackDown matches. Natty was petitioning to be on Team SmackDown.
Yep.
So we'll see where that goes. Cool shit all around. So be sure to have fun and watch wrestling, and we'll see you next time in 2 weeks. So for MBWS, I'm Brendan Creecy.
I'm Veronica Steele.
And we'll see you next time in the ring. There we go. Under an hour.
Sweet. You're my favoriteest. And I'll get this file to you tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Save project.
32.
Whoop, whoop. $32.
All right.
Export.
We'll have fun at your Oktoberfest thing.
I think I will. I think it'll be good. Just got to go get ready now.
And have a good luck at that conference. I know you'll crush it. What is your talk about?
The title is, oh shoot, Enhancing Campus Engagement and Recognition Through Social Media Crowdsourcing.
Whoa.
Sounds
heavy.
Amazing. Yeah. So it's a case study on a campaign that I did that went really successful. You're familiar with WASC now that you're at a school. WASC accreditation.
Oh yeah.
WASC. So we had accreditors come in spring of 2014 and we had to prepare the campus. So I did a huge social media campaign with our students for 3 months up until the visit. And it was so successful that the WASC committee that came to visit actually wrote it in the report that we were like, our campus was so educated on WASC. They were so impressed that they put what we did in their binder to other schools as an example of what to do. And we got a 10-year accreditation, which is the highest you can get. So
nice. Just
all through social. That's how I do it.
Nice.
So I'll be talking about that.
Cool.
All right, but tonight I'm going to go drink.
Yeah.
All right, thanks again, Brandon. I'll talk to you later.
Where's John right now? Is he like in some foreign country?
He's in Dallas. He flew out on Sunday to Virginia, and then yesterday flew to Dallas, and he comes home tomorrow night.
When is he going to like Australia and all that?
Well, then he goes to Chicago on Monday. Next Monday, comes home, and then I think he has a week off. Oh no. Because next week then the first week of November, first 2 weeks of November, he'll be traveling internationally.
Man.
I know. Living.
Just you and the kitties.
Just me and the cats.
And SmackDown.
I always have wrestling.
You always have Sami Zayn.
I know, at night.
All right.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Later.
Bye.